I have with me today the wonderful Lauri Cox. She has been with us through thick and thin with the Wild Women Symposium, and rarely are you going to meet a facilitator that is as diverse and as skilled and as committed as Lauri Cox. And so we love having her at the Wild Women Symposium, and we are challenging her constantly to kind of drag more of those wisdoms and tools out of her complex toolkit. I sometimes think you're Mary Poppins, and you got this bag, and it's like you just keep pulling things out of the bag. So you tell everybody about you, because you have an incredible organization and you work with a lot of women and you do a lot of things to help support consciousness. So tell us about yourself.
Okay, well, so I am, first and foremost, I'm a creative entrepreneur. So for many years, I have been a professional artist. And as an artist, that has actually led me on to a calling that I thought was really bigger. There was one point in my life that I thought being an artist was my calling, was what my purpose was. And what I learned was that my art and my creativity was simply a modality for the being now a soul guide for women around, the country, around the globe, locally. And so what I do now is, aside from teaching creative workshops, because I'm a very simplistic artist, I kind of call myself a hacker. So I'm able to create things that look really magnificent, beautiful, but really the tools that I use are so simple and so inexpensive. Like, I am just not into going out and buying really expensive tools to create with. And so I teach creative classes with really simple tools to create really beautiful works of art. But within that, what I found is that art is healing. And art is the extension, it's the direct connection between myself and source power, whatever you believe your higher power is. That's where, through creativity, spirit can move through us, within and through us, and out and reverberate into the world. And so that was something that I learned as an artist. And what I found was that as I enhanced my art skill there, that my intuitive and my natural healing gifts, which, like you said, is, it's a pretty big toolbox of magic and mastery. And but really the truth is that I have a lot of gifts, and I've shared with many people, a lot of women that I'm working with, is that I'm really working to go narrow and deep and really be a master at a few tools. And even though I have all of these other great tools, to just really specialize in what I really, really love, what's really juicy for me, what's really profound, and really aligns me deeper into my essence. And so your spiritual gifts can really shift and change. And so while you may know how to do something, that may not necessarily be the be-all, end-all for you. And so what I love to teach women is I love to give them this big buffet of ideas to choose from, to maybe trigger them into exploring that, because each of our gifts are, if we all had the same gift, it would be boring. We'd all be able to do the same thing. And that's why we have such a diverse network of healers and light workers and mystics and goddesses, magic makers, truth tellers. We're all so unique. And what I do is nothing like anybody else. And because I use a skill set and it just comes, it channels through me. So I don't really know what to call it. So I actually just call it soul work. And sharing my toolbox of magic and mastery with other people. And so the way I really do that, to be able to get it out to a higher, a bigger network, is I have my Essence Immersion Tribe that you're aware that I host a couple times a year. So women from around the globe, around the country, around, Utah, can join this tribe. And I just give them this beautiful, exploration of possibility and deep-rooted wisdom to help them really explore and start expanding and tapping in and understanding, like, what empathy is, being empathic, understanding, like, I have this gift and I was too afraid to ever share that with the world. I was embarrassed. I'm not good enough to claim myself as an artist, because then people will expect me to create something, like, Leonardo. And so there's a lot of fear around claiming your gifts as an artist, as a healer, as an intuitive, because there's judgment and there's attachments to that. And so in my world, in my tribes, everything is safe. Nothing is off the table. Nothing is too woo-woo. There's nothing that anybody could share with me that would shock me and cause me to lose sleep, you know, because I'm like, I've seen so much. And because I don't have all the gifts and all the knowledge and wisdom, I bring in other women who have more mastery in certain areas and a different journey than my journey. And so what that does is it creates this unity of going, I thought I was alone in the world, and I'm not alone. And somebody else, me, feels the same way as me. And now I have a sister. And she may be on the other side of the globe, but I have a sister. And so that's what I do, Suzanne.
That's so beautiful. I mean, this is where you and I are just like, we are of one heart. We are of one heart and we are of one soul. And it's like we just have this drive to connect with other women and to be that person who inspires them to step into whatever that is for themselves.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So you are going to be teaching this totally new class at the Wild Women Symposium called Truthteller. So tell us about this class.
Yeah, so I'm really, really excited. This Truthteller is really the ancient art form of using a pendulum. Now, what a lot of people don't know is that a pendulum is a mystic tool that's been used for well over 6,000 years. They have drawings on cave walls around the world of people using pendulums. And a pendulum can be a really amazing ally for our life. It's just one of those other mystical tools. And I'm all about like having a toolbox full of stuff I can pull out, whether that's angel cards, tarot cards, you know, pendulums, Akashic records, whatever that is, you know, that I have this, you know, this platform that I can go, okay, this feels good for me right now. So the one thing that I've heard from so many people is pendulums don't work. I cannot get my pendulum to work. I can't trust anything that it has to say. And, you know, and so they're always second guessing it. And the truth about a pendulum is merely your intuition. It's already information that you already know is true on a subconscious level. So you're, you know, and when you are in tap with your intuition, you are in alignment with your essence. The essence is the truth of who you are. Your essence never lies to you. Your essence is always showing you the right way and making sure that you know who you are truly. And so a pendulum is simply a extension of what's in here and really down here, not so much even in the heart, but down in our lower chakras, because that's where our truth is. And that's where, you know, we have a million nerve endings that say, it said that saying of, I have this gut feeling, because that's really where your truth lies, is that gut feeling, because we have more nerve endings, they say, than our brain. So that's where the connective, that's going off on a tangent and everything. But so the pendulum is really an extension of what's already true. It's your intuition, and it gives you this tangible item. And usually they're really pretty. They don't have to be really pretty. Me, I like things pretty, right? So my pendulum is pretty and maybe a little flashy. I have a few of them. But what I'm going to be teaching in this class is, first of all, how to choose. Their, you know, pendulums have, I'm going to use this word really loosely, but they have rules. Pendulums like to be chosen in a certain way. They like to be used in a certain way. They like to be honored in a certain way. Okay. And again, because they're part of our intuition, we know that that is true. We want, you know, we want to treat ourselves in the best way possible and honor ourselves in the best way possible. So that's what your pendulum wants. So in this, I'm going to share just a little bit of history about the pendulum, and then how to choose one, and then most importantly, how to program it to what is going to give you the true answers, and then attune that to your energy, and then also ensure that you're using proper pendulum hygiene, because there's care to your pendulum, and your pendulum, there's a relationship that gets to happen with it. And so that is the gist of it. You just got to come to the class to really find out.
I love that. Now, are you going to have pendulums there for people to use, play with, buy?
Yes. So if you have, if they have, you know, their own pendulum, they're welcome to bring it, and we can get them attuned right then. But I will have some for just to play around in class, but I will have some for sale as well. So just very, very simple one. Again, the one thing that I want, that I like to stress is that spirituality and ritual does not have to be complicated. It does not have to be expensive. You do not have to have the most expensive crystal on your pendulum or any of your spiritual tools for it to be powerful, you know. And it can really be as simple as a paper clip, you know, but because paper clips have energy and emotion to them too, right? So your paper clip, you can fall in love with it too. So if that feels good to you and that's what you have right now, it's perfect for you. But so just know that you do not have to go out and invest. You know, I don't really know how much pendulums cost because I make them myself. But just know that you can get really creative with that. So yes, I will have some there.
Hey. Because I'm a girl and it's like I like to shop, and so if there's fun little things and you know you feel the energy of something, I'm always amazed that to me it's the energy. It's not even if it's pretty. It's like you just get kind of drawn to something, and it's just like I don't know why, but that one's mine, and it's just like I got to have that one. So I'm very excited about having you at the Wild Women Symposium again. So ladies out there, now you know about one more class with Lauri Cox, and if you've been to her classes before, you know you're going to enjoy this one also. The Wild Women Symposium is going to be October 2nd through 4th at the Leonardo in downtown Salt Lake City. You can buy your tickets now on Eventbrite, and shortly we will have the schedule up so you can dial in and sign up for Lauri's class. So thank you so much, Lauri, for talking to me today again.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been my pleasure. It always is.